In one of his videos, Richard Dawkins, the biologist, says that science is the poetry of reality. It's a kind of banner on his website as well. Science is the poetry of reality. And I really like it as a quotation. It's fantastic. I think I have some, not exactly problems with it, but I have some thoughts around it, I think, really, which concerning its kind of limitations, I suppose. I'm not arguing with its basic functionality. You know, I think if reality is, if by reality what he means is, you know, empirically validated rational materialism, then I think I would absolutely agree with that. I think the findings of empirical science are the nearest thing we've got to an objective reality, which isn't to say that it's real in any sort of metaphysical or transcendental sense. It kind of defines what that version of reality is, I think, and that's fine. And I think it's great he uses the word like poetry to describe that. So I think there is something very poetic about the way that we kind of get together and devise processes for collaborating to produce ideas and theories and formulae and experimental data that confirm this shared experience that we're having. I think that's just fantastic. It's like a great big piece of collaborative artwork that we're making. The kind of stumbling point that I have with it is that certainly for myself, and I don't think it's just me, that I spend a comparatively small amount of my time actually in that kind of world of empirical rational materialism. Most of the time I'm not really in that world at all, really. Most of the things I say without good, valid reasons to say those things. Most of the projects I embark on for all kinds of half-baked reasons and with pretty ill-informed logic behind them. Some of the things that I act as if I believe, I'm not sure if believe is the right word, but some of the behaviours that I find myself engaging in, the relationships I find myself engaging in, that kind of thing, seem to be based on beliefs that I have no evidence for. And a lot of the experiences that I have are not of a kind of material nature, they're of a different kind of nature. They're not religious experiences or spiritual experiences, as I understand those terms, but they're not particularly empirically grounded. They're something else. They don't have that kind of ontology. They're more kind of engaged experiences, more than having that sort of that reflective nature that empirical experiences have. So I'm just kind of wondering what the status of all that is. And as I say, I'm absolutely not arguing for any kind of religious or spiritual explanation for that wealth of experience. I suppose I'm just thinking of it in terms of the term poetry that Dawkins uses. Undoubtedly, science, that set of processes, is a kind of poetics. It certainly uses things like metaphor and metonymy and all those other processes that poetics uses. There's one or two really nice books about that, actually. I think it's a guy called Stephen Jones who writes Physics as a Metaphor, something like that. But I think there is a set of poetics which are also attached to all these other kinds of experiences that we have with that. I don't think it's just myself, routinely have different kinds of metaphors, different kinds of linguistic, imagistic processes taking place to guide us through those experiences and frame those experiences, largely non-consciously, I imagine. And I think there, as I say, I think there's a kind of poetics to all that, and the poetics of reality, the poetics of empirical knowledge, is a very valuable and quite rightly highly regarded subset of that more general poetics. So I don't think you can dismiss the poetry of everyday life and the poetry of subjective experience. You can't wish that away, or you can't. It doesn't dissolve when you say that science is the poetry of reality. I think there is other poetics, and they have a validity, not the same validity, not the same explanatory function, not the same interpersonal objectivity possibly, but they have a, I don't know if they've got a function or not, but there's certainly something there to talk about. And not everything can be, I'm not going to say reduced, but not everything can be understood empirically.